intake manifold for here, but that intake manifold has a huge throat on it. There's that big Mamba 18G on there. Alrighty guys, in this build series video it's going to seem a little bit out of sequence. Now that is because I had to reinstall the winch to recover my brother's car after his accident. So I had to pull the front mount back out after mocking it up in there. But we're going to address some of the problems I ran into anyways, which is that winch and that handle. I need to rotate the winch, the actual housing. So as you can see by that bracket down there, that bracket where that hole is exactly where the front mount needs to be. Now I've also got a power steering cooler in the way. This is all going to be changed very shortly when the front mount goes in. I've got Owen doing a bunch of work to this vehicle, so hopefully we can avoid not losing the winch. I would like to keep the winch for safety, and if not, I'll have to change the bull bar because I'm not going to go around without a winch. Now this needs to be repainted anyways because it's got quite dull. Not very happy with that, but yeah, it's gonna have to be powder coated or something like that to make it all nice. Also, I've got to pull this out because the new high mount turbo will probably cook that. So I've got to find a new place for the aux beam. We've got the locker compressor here, the ARB locker compressor. Now, the top mount's not going to be there anymore, obviously, and we've got a new intake manifold for here, but that intake manifold has a huge throat on it. So I'm not too sure what we'll have to do here. I know Owen is much more qualified in this area than me. It's well above my pay grade, so I'm going to let him do all the work to it. And the next time you see this engine bay, other than in this video, will be totally different. Okay, it is almost time to pull the whole bar off. I ended up putting a Deutsch connector in the winch controls for in-cab controls, so that'll make it a lot easier when the winch goes back in, but I've decided to pull the winch out completely for the time being, just to make sure that the front mount can go in. I can rotate the housing. I'll put the winch back in the car just if Owen wants to check for measurements or anything, but yeah, I'm starting to begin to think that I just do not think that winch is going to fit with the front mount unless we do some serious cutting or change the fans as well. I'm just, yeah, not convinced. Dad pulled it all apart, hey? You like seeing the front of the car? The inside of the front of the car? Yeah. You crazy? Okay. Well, the grease is still red, surprisingly. There's not much in there though. And there's the housing open, and I've just got to rotate it. It looks like you lose one bolt though when you rotate it. That's fine. Still plenty to hold it on there, and I'm just going to spread this grease a little bit more generously around there. Looks a little bit light on. Did do quite a bit of winching that day that I recovered Nathan's car though. Start working that in. Alright, she's all back together, ready for tomorrow. Going to be dropped off, and next time we see that engine bay, it's going to be a lot nicer. Well, as we can see here, Owen didn't waste any time at all. He got stuck straight into pulling the car down, getting all the old gear out of it and having it ready for the new gear to go in. Here's the old gear, old turbo, all the new piping, pipe work, and all the old stuff that's come off the vehicle already. And here is the new fruit, 6-boost manifold, high mount, and the cross-country intake manifold. The power steering pump had to get modified as well. And here is where the intake manifold had to get over the top of the power steering pump, so Owen made up a part that adapts that power steering pump reservoir over to the side. We've also got the Mamba 18G in there, and we had to get the pipes all welded as well for down to the front mount. Got the big rig back and have been testing it rigorously for the past few weeks. Did a little trip up to Double Island, chased some cars up and down the beach with the drone, and yeah, the car just performed magnificently. It's absolutely awesome. The EGTs are beyond amazing. I'm over the moon, completely over the moon with the work that Owen has done. It's just phenomenal. As you can see, the front mount is fitted in there. You'll see in the other footage where we put the power steering cooler, it is much smaller than the standard one, which makes it a lot easier to fit in there. The winch doesn't fit, but I do have a solution that'll be coming in a following video